Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are all doing well. Wanted to shoot a quick video about the commercial building that we bought recently. I'll go ahead and throw that on the screen now. We bought this early part of 2022, and I want to tell you about a pretty outrageous painting bill, or I should say bid, that we received. And I just wanted to make the point that you really need to try getting multiple bids from contractors. But you got to be careful too, because you don't want to be, that guy, especially in your local area, who's continually trying to, hammer down contractors on their prices, because you're going to build a reputation really quick that you like to, argue with pricing, and contractors are eventually just not even going to give you bids for the work. So it's kind of a happy medium. You need to find out who you can trust, who is going to give you a good bid, but also don't always take their word for it, especially if you haven't worked with them very much in the past. So if you guys haven't seen this building, it's a commercial building. Actually, funny enough, my buddy Clayton, shout out Rolling Operations, he had actually sent this building to me, interested in buying it himself. I gave him some time before I went and bought it and said, sure, if you want to buy this, go for it, but I actually have interest in it too. And thankfully, it all worked out. Hopefully, Clayton, you were never mad about the fact that I bought it. But Clayton ended up staying in his current location, his current shop, which is probably about 2 to 3 times bigger than this. So it actually worked out pretty good. This property sits really close to our campground. And then my dad owns some properties on his own, and they're close to his too. So our goal in buying this was it's going to be kind of like our dumping ground for some of our stuff, kind of a centrally located shop where we can put building materials. We can, throw, if we're in a rush or whatever, we can dump stuff off there, organize it later. We always have stuff scattered around, so it's really nice to have a place now centrally located that works for all of our stuff. So what we're going to do is we're keeping this door, and the building is divided probably somewhere about here. There's a wall. So we're getting this 30 foot, it's 30 by 30, so 900 square feet of this area here. This wall, there's a dividing wall there, and then we're going to try to rent out this entire rest of the space. One thing that we're going to do is potentially put in, we're actually going to put in a second garage door for us here. And then we're going to potentially put in another garage door. We'll relocate the gutter, move this vent, put a garage door in for the tenant here. So that way their entry door is here. You walk in, and you've also got a garage door. So that's kind of the plan with this building. And it's a building, the way that we purchased this, not that this matters, but I had sold a mobile home park early in the year, and we did a 1031 exchange, and we bought this building with the 1031 exchange funds. So that's how we purchased it. It doesn't really need to generate a lot of income for us. I mean, that wasn't the purpose. We weren't buying it as an investment property per se. It was more of like, it's filling a need for us, and if we can rent it out and get more income coming in on it, then we would definitely do that. And then don't mind the massive house in the background. Actually, would love to buy that eventually. We'll see if that happens. But anyways, as you can see, pretty ugly color. It's kind of like a mustard yellow looking, color, and didn't look great. Thankfully, they had just redone the asphalt before we purchased it, and that really, makes things look a lot better. So about as simple as it can come. And then the inside, I'm not sure if you guys, ever saw the inside, but here's just a quick, I guess I could just hit play, walk through tour. You've got the little private office there, little storage room. I've got kind of the reception area, and then you've got a his and hers bathroom. I think this is the women's bathroom. You walk back, you've got to the right, there's like a little water fountain, and then there's the men's bathroom. And then it opens up into, you can either go through this door here to that space, or you can go around to the right. And, this was used as like a machine shop, or not a machine shop, but like a mechanic shop for commercial grade kitchen equipment. So they would fix up these commercial grade appliances. So there's that wall. So keep in mind, all of this would be the tenant space. And then if I flip around here, which maybe I don't in this video. Okay, I do. So, oops, that wall right there is what we would seal off. That would, or sorry, not that one, right there. That wall we would seal off. And then this is our space back here. So that's the way that we'd be doing it. A couple shots of it. I actually just did get this thing listed for rent recently. A commercial broker in the area listed it for rent. So hopefully we get, some interest in it. But if we don't make a lot on it, it's not that big a deal. It's serving its purpose for us. So I want to get to the after photos, which here they are. So this is after we painted it, and look how much better that looks. I mean, it's I don't know. I love that look. So we did one thing I'll point out really quick before I show you the rest of the pictures, especially this side. So we used I want to say we had to use a semi-gloss paint because that's all they had in the acrylic paint. I can't say that word, acrylic. The acrylic paint, all they had was semi-gloss. Now, the glossier the finish, the more it's going to show dents. And unfortunately, we really show a bunch of dents over on this side, which you'll see in a second. So we did a darker gray here. The windows were already painted this dark, this black. And then we painted like the gutters a light gray. It almost looks white, but I think it looks super sharp. There's a little side shot. So there you can see, some of the dents I was talking about. But man, I think it looks so good, especially with that black asphalt. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, I just think that it looks 10 times better than it did before. But now to the actual painting quote. So we reached out to a company. I'm not going to name any names. It doesn't matter. But reach out to a company who does, high-end painting. They'll paint like kitchen cabinets. They'll paint exterior houses, but they're really good at what they do. One of the reputable companies around here. And reached out to them, and they came back and said, we will paint this thing for $29,000. And I about fell off my chair. They sent it over in an email, and I was like, that's insanely high. For those of you who've never painted a building before, I know that it's hard to know what it would cost, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe we can get away for doing it for $6,000, something like that. So 29,000, I mean, that's a lot of money. To put it in perspective, we paid $106,000 for the entire building. So paying almost $30,000 in painting, just, not happening. So I pretty much got back to him immediately and was like, yeah, there's no way we're doing that. That's too high. And he responded, or he might have called me, and he was like, we got to thinking about it, and maybe we could get away with only painting one coat on the sides. And I was like, okay, well, just let me know what you think it would cost. And he's like, I think we could do it now for $18,000. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, that's still super high. But you're telling me that you knocked off from $29,000 to $18,000. You knocked off $11,000 for painting just one less time with your sprayer. And those of you who don't have a sprayer, have never done it before, I've used a sprayer a lot. You can knock this building out quickly, with a sprayer, especially if you have one coat on already. So I don't know. I mean, $11,000 in one coat, like that one coat, you could probably have knocked that thing out in 4 to 5 hours. Crazy to me. So I pretty much just said, yeah, no thanks. We're going to go with a different option. And then what I usually do is I'll go to Facebook and I'll go to our local, every town has local swap shops or, things happening in your city. And I just threw it out there hey, looking for a professional painter. I threw some pictures up of the building, said, I need this painted. Who would you recommend? And I got a bunch of recommendations. And one of the names in particular was mentioned multiple times by many people, and all said, hey, he does a really good job. So had him come out, and you know, I actually don't have the number off the top of my head, but he gave me the bid, and it was either $4,500 or like $4,800, somewhere around there. It was under 5,000, and I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. And he did a tremendous job, very good job. So my point is, oh, and I will mention, we also painted the entire roof, so that bid included going up there and cleaning off the roof and painting that also. So again, the point of this whole video is make sure you get a second opinion or a second bid. Don't just always jump at the first bid, even if it's a reputable company. Get some, you know, other input, maybe from some other contractors or like other guys who buy real estate. Hey, who do you use and who do you recommend? Because, you know, if I was just, you know, completely green and had no idea what I was doing and had no idea what it should cost, I could have just said, okay, we'll do it for the 29,000. And that is a ton of money to put towards painting. So that's just my point with the video. Hopefully I'll give you guys an update soon when we put the garage doors in, the one for us and one for the tenants. And then hopefully we'll be able to get the thing rented. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, get a second bid. And until next time, thanks for watching.